Hey, I'm Red.
And I'm Latif.
And you're listening to and watching. It's all about mindset right here on redmediaradio.com and on our YouTube channel. We definitely wanted to bring this back. People have asked us to bring it back. I think right now in this world that we live in is very, very important. A lot of people have started businesses, during the pandemic. Some people have decided to give up their 9 to 5 and go out there and do the damn thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with turning your dreams into reality or setting goals. There's definitely nothing wrong with that. But how do you turn your dreams into reality? That is the main question. Do you have any thoughts on that? How you turn your dreams into reality?
Well, I mean, to put it quite simple, to turn your dreams into reality is just do it. Only you know what your dreams are. When you go to sleep at night and you have a dream and you're telling someone your dream, they can't fill in the gaps. They can't say, oh, and then this happened?
Right.
Or and then that happened? No, it's your dream. So you are the author, you are the voice of that dream, and you're the one that can take action. You're the only one taking action in your dream.
Right.
You're doing the movement. No one else is doing it for you.
The whole new thought thing has taken off. Even, there had been a huge rise after the movie The Secret was released. But now it's picked up again because, the economy is kind of crappy. We're in the middle of a recession / depression. Just feeding your family has become a Herculean task these days. The old jobs, they don't, What happened was at the beginning when the world opened up, nobody could find anybody to work. So they made these crazy, you can work at McDonald's and make, I've seen as high as $20 an hour because they needed people to work, especially in the service industry. But now that's changed because now we're in a recession and now people need money. Now people need money. So now the companies went back to, state allows us to pay you minimum wage, we'll give you $1 over that. Minimum wage has never, ever been enough to support a family of one, basically. But that has brought new insights into the new thought theory of manifesting your dreams into reality. And people sorely are looking for any way to get ahead. But here's the deal. Here's the honest to goodness truth. If you watch The Secret, if you watch anything from the new thought leaders, from the people that talk about new thought, from the people that have seminars, there's always this one thing. You've got to make it real in your mind. That's the first thing. You have to make it real in your mind. And how do you do that? How do you do that? Let's say your goal is to get a new car because the car that you have, you're spending too much money on repairs. It eats up gas, which is very expensive now. Like it's running a marathon race and it's thirsty all the time. And you want a new car. So how do you make it real in your mind? Because that's the first thing. You have to trick your mind. You have to take away all the old programming and give it new programming. So it costs nothing to call up a dealership that sells the car that you want and say, can I take a test drive? Think about that for a second. As you're taking that test drive, you're telling your mind, this is the car that we've always wanted. This is the car right here. Boom, boom, boom. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to sign any paperwork. Yeah, you're going to get the hard sell. However, you're allowed to walk away. Nobody's going to yoke you up and say you got to stay until you sign the paperwork. And you can look at that same car model at different car lots and take test drives at different car lots. And just when you get home, what you spoke of earlier, that dream. Dream about those test drives. You driving around that car, smelling that new car smell. All the new instruments on the dashboard and on the steering wheel. Remember that. Fantasize about that. We fantasize about a lot of stuff, but this is the important stuff that you need to fantasize about. I mean, would you agree?
Yes, definitely. And I think the main where you start at is the conversations with yourself.
Yes.
Those conversations that you have with yourself, and if you believe in a higher power, I put God at the center of everything. I don't believe that some people feel like if you believe in manifestation, then you don't believe in God.
That's
or
not
if you
true.
believe in God,
That's not true.
that's totally not true. Any of us that have ever been in a difficult situation, then we know that it's a little bit of both. You're working with your higher power. It's not just one doing all of the work.
Right.
So those conversations that you have with yourself, and when you're really honest and you're open and you're there, those are all facts.
Right.
Everything that you're hearing is straight facts. The good, the bad, the ugly, the in-between, everything.
Right.
The conversations with other people have to go out the window. They really do.
Yes.
If you're really focused on what it is that you want, those other, even if it's the good, even the good things, even the compliments, don't let your ego say, oh, okay, I like to hear that. Right. I wanted to hear that, so I'm going to store that away. No, store your conversations away.
Yes.
Because only you can be 100% truthful with yourself.
No, that is true. You know, when it comes to mindset and actually embedding these thoughts into our mind, I'm going to tell you, they've done studies with athletes, okay, where they've hooked them up to all these gadgets and machines and said, tell them, run your best race. Run your best race. And while they're sleeping sometimes, or when they're just on the treadmill. And what they have found through studies is your mind doesn't know the difference between whether you're running that race or if you're imagining running that race. The same things are happening. The stronger you believe, those same things are happening in your body. Your heart rate is increasing. You know, you might start to perspire. You know, I tagged it around a new car, but think about all the things that we actually want to manifest in our lives. That new job. What's stopping you from going out on interviews? What stops you? Do it on your days off. You don't have to accept the job, but it gives you a feel that your mind is now locked onto the fact, like, he or she is going out on interviews. They must really want that new job. Let me do what is necessary on my part to ensure that happens. You know, let's say you want a new house. Go visit openings, you know, house openings. It doesn't cost you anything to walk around the house and imagine, hey, where would I put the kids' stuff at? Where would I make my office space at? Where would do I need a bigger TV or should a small TV work? You know, could I make this room in case we have a new child? You know, this makes it all real in your mind. Your mind starts to see these things and be like, God, we done went on 10 house openings this weekend.
Right.
What are you trying to do? Oh, you're trying to get a new house.
Right.
Let me do the back end work to make sure that happens. A lot of people talk about new relationships. You want a new relationship. So go to the places that resonate with you, because that's where you're going to find the people that resonate with you. Okay? Go to bookstores. You know, we're back open again. Go to Starbucks. You know, if you're into comic books, go to a convention. Go to a concert with your favorite artist, because half of the work is done already. You put yourself in a place with people that somewhat think the same way you do. Right. So, and here's the important point, and we're going to get back to this because that was just the beginning. Imagining it in your mind to make it a reality. We just came off of a live a couple of days ago where I was talking about, you know, I have 2 personal goals and I have 2 business goals. I have to put in the mental work to make my mind accept, because the ego will get in the way and comfort will get in the way every time. It will tell you, that's too much work. Oh man, you're taking away from our fun time. Oh man, you know, that's time you could be spending going out partying. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you sitting in a chair fantasizing about this? Again, I go back to, we fantasize about a lot of stuff that really doesn't help us. Right. You know, you have to trick your mind. And I say this because that's what you're doing. You've had years of self-doubt. Right. Cluttering your mind. Right. You've had years of a lack of confidence cluttering your mind. You know, you've got to get rid of it, and you've got to take baby steps. It didn't take overnight for that stuff to build up. Right. Why would you think it would be overnight for you to get rid of it? Right. You have to work at it every day. And using, you know, that thing that we've been using since we've been children, our imagination is a perfect way to start. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I would, I'm wrapping this up, you know, this segment, but we'll get more into this But it's more to it than just, tricking your mind.
Right.
Because you got all this other outside stuff.
Right.
It's that bounce back, just like that.
Yes.
And then I feel like if it isn't involving life or death, like a death situation,
right.
or someone severely
right.
hurt, we get lost. We get lost like, oh my God, I was doing so good. I was doing so good. I was, man, I was, I felt it coming, then boom.
Right.
Something happens and you just shatter.
Right.
Don't shatter.
Don't.
Go back. If you have to place that thought to the side or delete it altogether,
so be it.
So be it.
So
as long
be
as
it.
it's not hurting anyone else, you're not ignoring your health, you're not ignoring someone else's safety.
Right. Right.
That's the trick.
I agree.
For me.
We're going to take a quick break and then we'll jump right back in. How's that sound?
Yep.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Here we go.
Ethereal Collection.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you.
Ethereal Collection. The fashion line inspired by Red Media Radio.
All right. We are back at It's All About Mindset. I want to thank you guys for, I guess this is a relaunch of the show, for tuning in. If you listen to it on the radio, redmediaradio.com, sorry about the background noise. However, we decided that it would be better to be outside to draw in some of that positive energy. Because believe it or not, there is positive energy all around you. You just have to want it. Just like there's negative energy, that's the balance thing that you always talk about. There is positive energy. You have to decide every day that you go out that you will only deal with the positive, never with the negative. Never with the negative. What I want to talk about, just to close this out, as far as manifesting any of your desires, your deepest dreams, your deepest goals, whatever the case may be, there is a third ingredient. Okay, it's just like a perfect cake. You know, you can't make it without the sugar or the eggs. You got to add everything in there, the flour, everything. Confidence.
Yeah.
You have to believe within yourself that you're going to make it happen. And, you know, it goes back to that programming that we've actually taken in for most of our lives, most of our adult lives, where people will tell you that something can't be done, or you can't do this, or you know, you don't have the education level to do this, or you know, you've never done this before. What makes you think you can do it now? At some point, you've got to start building that fortress around your mind. Okay, so that these thoughts don't get in or they bounce right off of you. When you're trying to manifest something, it's an inside job. You know, it's between you, your higher power, and or the universe. That's it. Nobody else. Nobody else's opinion matters. The litmus that I always use is if somebody tells me that I can't do something, I'm going to ask them straight out, have you done it? So how do you know that I can't do it? Because 9 times out of 10, that same person that said you can't do something has never accomplished that, or much less, I'm not trying to be shady or tacky, much less anything worth accomplishing. You know, these are people that constantly live in that comfort bubble. I get up in the morning, get in the shower, brush my teeth, get dressed, go to work, suffer through that, get off, go home, watch my favorite sitcom or adventure show or Netflix, or play my video games or whatever. And guess what? I do the same thing over and over and over again. How does that help? How does that help you? Because you're living in comfort. You know exactly what's going to happen moment by moment, day by day, second by second. You know this is what I do every day. So this is a result that I will give or be given every day. So how do you change that? You got to leave that comfort zone. I mean, would you agree?
Yes, I do agree. And, you know, because some of us don't always know, or maybe we're at a point in our lives where we may not know what our deepest desires are. We may feel like my life is just so messed up. I don't even know what I want. I don't know what I want. All I know is I want to eat. Or all I know is I want to have a couple dollars in my pocket.
Right.
To support my cigarette habit or whatever it is.
Right.
I say, well, the trick that helped me was, instead of worrying about my deepest desires, what are some of the things that I would like to delete? What are some of the things that is just I can do without? People. Sometimes even people. Who can I do without?
Yes.
That is not, you know, they're not adding to this. They're taking away, or they're just adding a bunch of bull crap.
Yes.
On top of that. So one thing I always remember my late grandmother used to always tell me was, even if you have one outfit, wash it out every night. Deep. Because
old school.
At least with
old school.
It's one thing none of us want to be, no matter who we are. Nobody wants to be dirty. Nobody wants, if you don't have soap, use some water and scrub, hot water. You know, do whatever you can. So it's the small baby steps.
Yes.
Yeah, you may want to be a lawyer, and you say, okay, well, I can't think myself into being a lawyer, but you can do the small steps that would make you feel like if you're walking down the street, hey, I could be a lawyer.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not dirty.
Right.
I may not have the best outfit on, but it's clean.
Yes.
You know, my mind is clean.
Yes.
I'm thinking about it, and I can do it. If I could wear the same outfit for 3 days, not me personally, but if you can, or whoever, you can wear the same outfit for 3 days in a row and you wash it out every night.
Yes.
And dry it so that it's clean, then you eventually you'll be ready for the next step. And that right there within itself is manifesting.
Yes.
That's changing your perspective. That's changing
Yes.
the conversation
Yes.
with self.
Yes. Yes, most definitely, most definitely. You know, how do you get past a lack of confidence or self-confidence, or, you know, easily dissuade from what it is that you're trying to do? You do the damn thing that scares you the most. We all have these things that stop us from reaching our goals or reaching the next level, because we go to the programming that we built in, like, this is going to be super hard. I don't have the time to do this. I have other responsibilities. You know what? We make time for what we deem to be important. We will do that every time for our whole freaking life. Whatever we feel to be important is what we will make time for. Someone texts you, you look at the text, or you look at your watch, and you say, I ain't got time for this. You've made a conscious choice that whatever it is that you're doing right now is more important. You know, if someone asks you to do something, and then 3 days later you never get around to it, you're not telling them that you didn't have time. You're telling them, I didn't find it to be important. What I was doing, I could have been partying. I could have been having a drink. That bottle of scotch that I haven't opened up in the last year, it was more important for me to drink that than to go ahead and do this task for you. We have to do the thing that scares us the most. The thing that when I make my to-do list every morning to grind towards my goals, okay, I tend to 99% of the time attack the most difficult thing on that list. Remember, I'm writing that list while I'm drinking coffee. So I'm just putting down, hey, these are the 5 things I need to get done today to get closer to my goals. You know, you're not worried about it's hard, but then after you put the coffee down, you look at it like, oh, wow, I gotta do that today? Instead of attacking the 3 to 4 easier things, work on the 2 hardest things first. Get that out the way. Then your day is easy. Then you can go back to using your imagination and fantasizing about the reason why you did the hardest things first. You know, there are so many different ways, there are so many aspects of our lives that, as Latif said, we need to change. And only you know that. Only you know that. Stop letting the confidence breakers, because I'm going to tell you the truth, I'm going to be in your face as you. You're accepting what they say because it's easier for you to accept it and stop what's in your mind, a Herculean task, and completing it. It's easier to say, you know what, you're right. This is going to be hard. It's going to be too hard for me. I'm not built for this. You're built for whatever. What a gold medalist came out the womb able to run or play basketball or box or play baseball or whatever the sport may be. Who came out the womb knowing how to do this? Did LeBron come out the womb knowing how to make those 3-pointers? Did he come out the womb, or did he take the time to manifest the reality of, I want to be a world-class basketball player? Did he put in the work? Did he hit the courts every day and practice, rain or shine, or there was, as he said, even if there was snow on the ground? Did he do that? Wow. Did he let the people that were saying to him, you're good, but you're not that good, did he let them get in the way? Will LeBron be the LeBron that we know? Think about that for a second. Because LeBron was born just like you and I was. The only difference between LeBron or any great, you can put any name there, any great, any person that we look up to, any person that we find ourselves saying, I wish I had this, or I wish I had what they have, or I wish I could do what they do. they were born as little babies.
Mm-hmm.
There was something that changed in the process along the way.
Right.
To let them live their dream and turn that dream into a reality.
Yep.
Food for thought.
Yep. And I'm gonna say it's perfectly okay to be delusional.
Yes.
But I've learned.
I'm quick.
I've learned from my own personal experience, may help somebody else. I'm delusional on my own.
Yes.
I've learned not to share those delusional thoughts with anyone else.
Right.
Now, in the past, I used to share those thoughts and always got 1 or 2 responses. First, I would get, how you gonna do that? Oh, it would take a lot to do that, or you gotta hit the lottery to do that. And then I would come across those gems and they would say, well, you can't. Actually, me and you had that conversation. And I was telling you different stuff I wanted to do, and you can do it.
Right.
Those are the gems. Those are the people that understand perspective. They're not looking at you saying, oh, well, you're a mother of how many children?
Right.
You only work here, you only do that, you only drive this, you only drive that. You have babysitters that go here, there. Yeah, you have the people that say, well, who's going to babysit? Who's going to do this? And then you have the people that say, and you'll figure it out, young lady. You'll figure out a way.
Yep.
I could see that in you.
There you go. I love people like that that tell me, I'm not.
But you don't count on those people.
Right. You don't. I'm going to tell you, and this is going to sound selfish, but you got to begin at some point to count on yourself, because all the things that we talked about today are within you. They're not within anybody else. You can turn any dream into a reality. Check back with me in 2 months. I'm going to tell you if I reached those 2 personal goals, if I came close, or if I felt miserable. But here's the thing. I'm going to do the thing that scares me the most, and I'm just going to go ahead and try.
Right.
I want to thank you guys for tuning in to It's All About Mindset. Hopefully you'll see fit to tune in next week. I'm going to say something. I'm going to put this out there. I have an initiative in my community, the Red Workshop. If you found this to be helpful, if you found this to be something that resonated with you, or something that you might have just needed to hear, I would appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it if you can make a donation to my Cash App, which is World of Red. $ World of Red. I'll put it up. And the show, when it's on the air,
all one word.
All one word, and I'll put it up under the YouTube video. It's a goal. It's a dream. It's something that I want to turn into reality. I want to do something in my community for the children. So if you see fit, and you know what, I'm not judging you. You can give me a penny, a nickel. If you got the means, 100,000, that's completely up to you. But I would definitely appreciate if you donate to the Red Workshop. Again, that Cash App is $ World of Red. All one word. Yeah, don't break it up, because it's going to go to somebody else. And I just want to thank you in advance for your time. The one thing that we never get back, and you sat through this and listened to the breaks and watched the commercials and everything else, so I definitely appreciate you for that. And we've got more in store. We all need that gym, and hopefully we can be that gym for you. Life isn't perfect for us, but there are certain concepts and things that we have learned along the way that have helped us deal with the fact that we have dreams, goals, and ambitions, and we need to make them happen. Would you agree?
Yes, I do.
Anything you'd like to say in closing?
No, I don't. Just do it.
Just do it.
Always,
just do the
do it.
damn thing. Hey, listen, with that being said, I'm Red.
And I'm Latif.
And you already know, love you guys. Turn your dreams into reality. I'm telling you, it's really not that hard.
Nope.
You better woo! Ballin'. That's right. Yup.
So what are you waiting for?